Let's cut right to the chase. Today I'm going to show you one of the fastest ways that I have used to gain millions of dollars here in Borderlands 3. Now there are tons of ways you can go about farming for money in this game, but this is the best one that I have used, and the one that I used to finish grabbing all the expensive SDUs from Marcus in a very short amount of time. Hello everyone and welcome. I am Broken Scores and I am here to provide you with all things Borderlands 3. As I just mentioned, today we're going to be taking a look at the fastest money farm that I have found in Borderlands 3. If you wouldn't mind taking a quick second to go ahead and press the subscribe and notification buttons below, you can stay up to date with my latest Borderlands 3 uploads. First off, I'd like to mention that I did not discover this farm out for myself, so shout out to GameSnap, who I saw do this method. He's another small Borderlands 3 YouTuber, and I'll leave a link to his channel below. Alright, so what exactly is the fastest money farming method in Borderlands 3? Well, you may have noticed already from the background footage or the thumbnail at this point, but we will be farming Thieving Jabbers. These Jabbar variants have a chance to spawn occasionally in places on Eden 6 where Jabbers normally spawn. They're these little purple dudes who carry around a barrel when they first show up. If you shoot the barrel enough, the Jabbar will drop it on the ground. If you continue to shoot the barrel until it explodes, it will not only spew out some neat loot, but also a load of money with it. This in and of itself is not all that impressive, as you get a fat wad of cash from farming any boss or other farming method. The real trick here is what happens to the Jabbar after you've made him drop his barrel. Once the barrel has been removed from the Jabbar, it will start running around flinging money everywhere. This is the crux of this money farm, as you can just follow the Jabbar around while he flings money indefinitely. Now, of course, there are a few catches here. First, obviously, there are other Jabbers around that you'll have to pay attention to, and it's possible that in dealing with them, you may accidentally kill the Thieving Jabbar you're trying to follow, or you could possibly lose it like I did several times. Or, if you're unlucky and are trying to completely subvert the other Jabbers, you could be shot down and die, which I also did several times. Second, the Thieving Jabbers won't just stick around forever running around flinging money. They will try to escape. After the Jabbar has run around a little bit, it will start a digging animation, and this is the signal that it's trying to escape. If the Jabbar is allowed to dig 4 times, it will jump into the hole it's created and leave the map, which is not exactly what we're looking for. So, how do we keep the Jabbar from escaping? Well, it's actually super simple. All you gotta do is melee it when it starts trying to escape, when it starts that digging animation, at which point it will give up and try to find another place to escape from. Dealing damage other ways to the Jabbar won't always stop it from trying to leave, and if you keep trying to shoot them, you may end up killing it on accident, which isn't that big of a deal since they drop a similar amount of loot as their barrel drops when they die. Now that we've talked a bit about exactly what we're doing, let me show you where you can do this farming method. You want to travel to Floodmoor Basin on Eden 6, up to Naughty Peak, where Hammerlock and Wainwright are. As you can see on the map, I've marked where we're headed. It's this little alcove where the Iridian writing is, so it's easy to remember if you ever forget, to just head to the Iridian writing. Also, it's really close to the fast travel. It takes maybe 30 seconds to get there, so that's a plus as well. So just go ahead and follow the route I take here on screen and you'll be there in a flash. It's pretty much just straight down the elevator shaft and out the gate to the left. You'll see a bit of scaffolding with a ladder. Just jump up or take the ladder there and you are there. Heading in, you'll see that there are some Jabbers in the entrance, and occasionally there will be a Thieving Jabbar that spawns just behind the first few by that back log. If you head farther in and drop down, another one usually spawns in the back by the little hut. From there, it's hard to pinpoint where all the spawns are, but you'll see in the gameplay here I show off a few of the spots that I've gotten spawns from, so you can just replay and catch those. Aside from that, you may just randomly notice a couple more while you're taking care of the other Jabbers that are around, since on a typical run I'll see between 1 and 4 of these guys, which is more than enough if you can take care of the other Jabbers and just follow a guy without a barrel around. Another thing that I found in my farming that I haven't seen anyone else talk about is that occasionally, while following around the Jabbar, it may get stuck on something and just run in place for a while. I don't know how reliable this is, but I was able to get it to happen twice with one Jabbar, so it seems like if you end up following the Jabbar around for long enough, there's a decent chance you may run into this glitch as well. When the Jabbar gets stuck, it still spews out money at regular intervals, but it won't try and escape anymore, so you can just stand around and collect the money. I even went AFK for a short time, and when I came back, it was still stuck and spewing money. One thing to be careful of when chasing the Jabbar around is that if you spend enough time in this area just following it around, or if you're lucky enough to have it get stuck like I did, the other Jabbers will respawn after a certain amount of time. This could be good if you really wanted to find a new Jabbar to follow around for some reason, but at that point you could just save quit and do another run, which is also what you can do if you accidentally end up killing all of the Jabbers. There isn't a quick respawn in this alcove, meaning you spawn back up at the peak. So if you end up dying like I did a few times, it's best to just save quit and reset the spawns the way you would with a boss farm. One last thing I want to mention here is that I was doing this farm on Mayhem 3, meaning that the amount of money I got from this method was multiplied. So if you wanted to do this earlier on or on a different Mayhem setting or whatever else, you would be getting less money. On Mayhem 3, each money drop was on average about 6,000, but the ones during the run where I had the guy glitch out were dropping 12,750 each time, and I've had numbers range from like high 3,000s to almost 15,000, so I'm not really sure what determines the amount that it drops. There are also artifacts that you can equip to increase the amount of money that you get from pickups, which could further increase the amount of money you get from this method. Overall, each time I did this method for a short amount of time, probably between 20 and 30 minutes apiece, including the amount of time I was dicking around in the menus and reloading the game, I got upwards of $5 million, and the most recent time I did it, as you can see, I made over $15 million. With all that money, I finished off buying all the SDUs from Marcus. So as you can see, guys, this method is quite efficient, and if you're able to take out the badass jabbers reliably and keep one of the thieving jabbers alive, you can make a lot of money in a really short amount of time compared to other ways you could be using to farm cash. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed your time here. If you did, make sure to drop a like and share the video with your family, friends, and fellow gamers. It'll help to grow the channel, and I would certainly appreciate that from you. If you want to see more content like this, click that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date with my latest Borderlands content. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and as always, Mayhem is here.